Yeah, absolutely my heritage influences my music. I come from a Jamaican family. My family was born in Jamaica. I'm not born in England. And absolutely the music I grew up listening to has an effect on the music I make. I mean, it's hip-hop music, so it's always been about, you know, using that stuff in the back of your cupboard and throwing it in the melting pot and seeing what comes out. And for me, I consider myself a UK hip-hop reggae artist. We've always done hip-hop reggae music. Since London Posse, the early London Posse records are all hip-hop reggae records. And it is those early influences in your house that kind of affect that. A lot of the music I listen to now is stuff I grew up to that I didn't particularly listen to when I was young. You know, there's a lot of stuff that my mum used to listen to that I didn't appreciate at all when I was young, that I love now, you know, so yeah, absolutely yes. You know? But then also saying, I mean, part of my heritage is also the fact that I'm a Londoner, born and bred. I'm a good South London boy, so like, that also affects the way I approach hip-hop music. And I approach hip-hop music like a New York Bronx dweller. I'm a Battersea boy with a Jamaican heritage, and if I'm being honest, you should be able to hear that in the music. What do I remember recording the Gangster Chronicle album? A lot of it, not all of it, I wouldn't say all of it, but I remember a lot of it. It was a really good time. It was a really good time, it was all brand new. And I don't just mean for us as London Posse, I just mean for the whole scene. It was all brand new. We weren't following no kind of blueprint. We were just kind of making it up as we go along. In terms of the industry and how you deal with this kind of music, but also in how you make this kind of music. Like, to go in and make the album, we were making an album of ideas that were in our head, because we had no way before of making those records. We didn't have the technology. It wasn't like now. We didn't have the technology to make records in your house. We didn't have the money to just go and sit in a studio for weeks on end. So it was all brand new, but it was exciting and creative times. Definitely good times. And I got to meet a few of my heroes during them times as well. So that can't be bad. I mean, like, we was in the studio doing like How's Life in London and Money Man and stuff. We would get people like Cox and Dodd come to the studio. And Cox and Dodd is a legendary Jamaican sound system guy and record label. Yeah, it's like people like King Tubby's, or like I met the Edge from U2 in the canteen in Island Records. They don't even have a canteen there. In the canteen at Island Records, sitting having lunch. Like, just the people you like, because we were signed to Island Records, so the people you would just meet in the building. It was amazing. It was amazing. Like, it was just people that I'd only ever seen on Top of the Pops before. And at the time, I was still kind of young, so I wouldn't say I was easily impressed, but I was impressed, for sure. Yeah, Bad Meaning Good. I haven't seen the whole thing for years and years. But I've seen lots of clips of it, because it's on YouTube now, isn't it? So, yeah. It was made pre-YouTube, but now it's available. So people put it on my Facebook, and I've seen it on Twitter and stuff. So I've seen bits of it. Making it again, I was maybe 17 when we did that. And it was all part of that time when UK hip-hop had been around for a while, but not the music part. Like, for me as an old school hip-hop guy, I recognise hip-hop as all of it. So hip-hop had been in the UK for a long time, but we were doing graffiti and we were doing breakdancing and DJing. We weren't really doing the rapping part and making records. So by the time we were doing the things like Bad Meaning Good, we had these artists who were this young and hungry, and I was one of them, you know? And that was part of the energy of that show. We were just young and hungry and excited and feeling brand new. We were feeling brand new, yeah, definitely. So that was, again, it was a good time. Bad Meaning Good for me is a big part of the thing that keeps me out here now, because it was a landmark moment for people like me and UK hip-hop fans. That program was a landmark moment, telling the UK side of what we were doing. There was a scene here, we were moving, and it resonated with a lot of people then, and a lot of people still now, 25 years later, still know me from that program. Like, it really connected with the audience, and that audience has really connected with me over the years. So I'm thankful for that show. I'm thankful for Tim Westwood for the invitation to be on that show. Bionic used to know my older brothers. I'm the youngest brother in my family. Bionic's a couple of years older than me, and he used to know my older brothers. And then we actually so I knew him but then we actually met on tour with our mates. Our mates were dancers. MC Mello, who was another prominent UK hip-hop artist, he used to be a body popper, along with Basil Liverpool and a guy named Darnell and Mark Manero, who was an actor, used to be in EastEnders. And they were body popping crew. So they would go out and do shows all over the place for bands and like live events. And we were out with them. They had guests for them. So we were out raving with them. They were out doing their show, and we were kind of backstage reasoning. And it kind of went from there. Like we sparked up a friendship from there, and musically we were very similar, but different. We both had a love for reggae music, but we were both hip-hop fans, and hip-hop was this new music. Right? So a lot of the people I grew up with don't like hip-hop. Hip-hop never came part of what they were into. They were not into hip-hop. They grew up with reggae music, sound systems and dancehall and lovers rock. That's what we grew up on. Bionic, like me, was someone who also loved his hip-hop thing. So we would reason, and we had these ideas of how to make these records and mix reggae with hip-hop and how we would do it. And it kind of grew from there. We still talk. I don't see him very often anymore. We never had an argument and a big fallout where I fucking hate you, I fucking hate you more. You know, we never had that. It just kind of grew apart. We just kind of went different ways. Kind of how we were living and music. I started doing a lot of drum and bass. He was working with Tricky. He went out to America. He was doing that. And I'm a hip hop kid. I wanted to do this. Like, I didn't want to be a drum and bass artist. I like drum and bass. I make drum and bass records. I'm not a drum and bass artist. Like, I do this thing. So we just kind of went separate ways. But like, we still chat. We still reason. I know music-wise, he's still got music on the burner that he'd like to get out. Other than that, I don't really know what he's doing musically. But it's cool. It's interesting. The death of Super Bowl was hard and shocking. It was shocking. And really, like, for me, like, London Posse was a group founded around Super. Right, that's how it started. Like, he had the connection with Big Audio Dynamite. I don't know if you know Big Audio Dynamite. That's like Mick Jones. Right. So he had been on tour with them in 1985, as a human beatbox. Him and Sefton from Manchester was a new human beatbox. Sefton's well known in Manchester. Ask about it, well known. But he was a human beatbox as well back in the day. And they went on tour with Big Audio Dynamite in 85. 86 tour coming up. They said to Seapo, come back on tour, but bring some of your mates, bring a little group, work it out into a show, and come back on tour. And that's kind of how London Posse was created, to go on tour with Big Audio Dynamite. I was like 16, Seapo was 16, Bionic was like 18 or 19 or something. And then, like, as London Posse became more known, Seapo went and was working with Derek B, rest in peace Derek B as well. They were working as the EL Posse. And there came a time when I didn't see Seapo for years. I didn't see him for years. Didn't speak, didn't see him. Not in no bad way, just didn't see him. And then I was hearing all kind of rumours and stories, and then I saw him in Bournemouth at a show. And he started telling me what had been happening for all the years I hadn't seen him. And he had issues. He had some issues, some drug issues, and he got badly out of shape because of some drug issues. And but he was back on form. And when I saw him, he was good. He was healthy. He was good. And then, unfortunately, I think like life does sometimes, it took a dark turn for him. And it was shocking. It wasn't a good time. It wasn't a good time. It was shocking. And especially for me as someone who hadn't seen him for so long, to see him doing well, and then for him to be gone, it seemed like fucked up timing. But, it's a minute, but it is what it is. It is what it is, people die.
Ryan's
nowhere near enough, man. Nowhere near as much as I would like to. Like, real life kicks in. Like, I've got kids and jobs and I've got to pay my mortgage, and, you know. And I would like to just. There was a time when you could just go to the studio. What are you doing today? I'm going to the studio. That's it. And you'd be in the studio and you play beats and you write rhymes, and man will come and check you and he'd have rhymes, and you write rhymes and you rap and you write more rhymes and listen more beats, and that's how you spend your days. I can't do that no more. Can't do that no more. So nowhere near as much as I would like. But at the moment, I mean, I'm actively trying to find the time. I actively have to think about finding the time. But you know, there's dips and troughs, and hopefully I'll be able to find more time soon. But I think it's important. I think as a writer, the best thing you can do is write. Because the more you write, the sharper you hone your skills, and you know what you want, and you know how to get to what you want. And the less you do it, your sword blunts a bit, you know? So right now my sword is on semi-sharp. I could take your head off, but it will take a few swings. And when I'm top form, I just slice your head off clean one shot. So yeah, I'm kind of there, but I'd like to get just some time to just get it, you know, get creative lyrically. Time's coming. The inspiration has always been life, so yeah, I'm still inspired by the same thing, but life changes, isn't it? So, you know, the things we find inspiration from are different, you know? Like, as a young man, and like, say London Crossing days, it was all about the life, and, you know, trying to get money, just left school, brought double checks. That was the life. Living in my mum's house, you know? That was the life. This is 25 years later. I don't live in my mum's house no more. I'm not on the dole no more. I have different issues and different problems and feel different emotions. And those are my inspirations. That's a pretty impossible question. Because festivals in the sun generally are good, and festivals in the rain generally are bad. And I do a lot of festivals, and I've doubled up a lot of festivals. I mean, I do them year to year. So I've seen them in the rain and in the sun. And across the board, if it's raining, it's going to be horrible. And if the sun's out, it's going to be fantastic, pretty much. It also depends on the lineup. And I think some festivals think more about their lineup than others, and how the music works on any given night. Some just throw on acts. I remember I went to the Exit Festival with Stanton Warriors, and the night was amazing just because of part of it was the way they programmed the music on the night. It just ran like a mixed CD, you know? It was really good. Outlook festivals like that as well. Festival in the sun is one of the best festivals when the sun's out. It's the spirit and the vibes there, and you get dressing up day, and there's just a definite vibe of happiness and goodwill at festival. We just talked earlier about Beat Hurler as well. Beat Hurler is a wicked festival. It's smaller, it's growing. It's definitely a party vibe. It's definitely, and I've done it I think 4 or 5 times over the years. Seen it grow. Definitely a good festival to go to. Kind of far from my house, but definitely. Lots of festivals, lots of ones. I'm sure I'm missing a few, and I'm thinking a minute, oh shit, I should have said that. But I enjoy festivals. I think they're real fun. You know, see me flying around the street somewhere. Yeah, at the minute, doing a project with Agencia and Lives Not Knives, which is a charity here in South London, Croydon. And what we've been doing, we've been running workshops with the young people of various aspects of the entertainment industry. And when I say that, I mean things like event management and artist management and recording live music, various aspects, with the intention that at the end we're going to give them a budget to put on their own event, which is about booking acts. You know, and the event is about like music, food, fashion, like an overall day event, an all-day event that they're going to have to set up themselves and book themselves and run themselves. Obviously with us standing behind them, but for the young people, by the young people. So that's what we've been doing. I do a fair bit of that. I like doing the youth work. Youth work for me is good for your karma, good energy, and I remember being a member of the youth club back in the day, and some of those people that used to look after us then, mostly volunteers, are still some of my best friends now as grown men, because they were genuinely interested in making sure that the young people had something to do, and I kind of share that interest now. I think it's important that we try to help our kids out. I mean, like, the reputation of young people now is that they're all hoodies, they're all up to no good, they're all in gangs, they all want to rob and steal and loot, right? And there are elements of kids who are like that, because there's always been an element of kids who are like that. But so when we demonise them, we're demonising our kids. Those are our kids. Like, you know, I'm a parent, I have my 3 kids, but I recognise the fact that, you know, this is our city and our country, this is where we live. So it's important that, like, you know, we just put some effort back into making sure our kids have something more than the fucking they got. Because a lot of these kids feel like they don't have anything. Like, and whether that's true or not is something else. But if that's how they feel, that is their reality. So it's important that we try and show them a different reality. That there are outlets and there are ways out of the perceived bullshit that you're in. And we've all had that feeling, because I know I felt it. I know I felt just like, fuck this shit, there's nothing here for me. But, you know, I was lucky, and I met Sipo, and I met Big All the Dynamite, and I managed to maneuver myself into a different position, and actually there were lanes. And now as an adult, I see that for young people there are a lot of opportunities out there, but you have to be able to feel like you can access them. And a lot of young people feel like there's no way to those places. And part of what we do with these workshops is try and show them that actually it's all out there for you. And if you set your mind right, then you can go for whatever you like. And for me, that's energizing for me. I get energized from seeing young people, you know, latch onto an idea that, hang on a second, I could do that. When you see that happen in front of you, so for me, yeah, that's definitely something I'll be doing more in the future. And you know, I feel like I'm rewarded by doing shit. So, yeah, that's one thing I would say for this interview. If you're out there and you read this and you're in a position to help give some young people a leg up, do it, because you will feel better about yourself in the morning. What's next for Rodney P? Anything. The world is mine. The world is my oyster, as they say. I mean, at the minute I'm recording the album. I've signed to True Forks Records, independent legacy writing. People out like Noble and Soul Orchestra, Alex Russell. You know, so I'm in good company. Absolutely, I'm in good company. So I'm doing an album for them. Doing more TV stuff. I've just done like a documentary for the BBC iPlayer, who, like Netflix, they're trying to do some of their own original content that you can only access through iPlayer. So I've just done a documentary for them about Caribbean food, and that'll be airing around Carnival time, so in August. And basically now, I mean, I hustle. I'm always on the road, I'm always on tour. I'm out with the Dub Pistols, I'm out with Skits, I'm out with Chef Dog, with the Nice Up crew. I've got a tour in Australia for February that we're setting up. I've got all kinds of stuff. Look for me, I'm loaded. I try to stay busy and I try to keep it diverse so it's entertaining for me. Like, I like to be entertained by the stuff I'm doing, so I do a lot of different stuff. I do, yeah. I do. It took me a long time. I didn't grow up liking the Beatles. Beatles wasn't something that was being played in my house. But as an adult, I discovered them. You know, as a hip-hop kid, I discovered them. I discovered the Beatles beat digging. Like, in a hip-hop way, you go out and search for record. And they got some incredible tunes and some incredible lyrics.
Both your chairs taken?
No, all yours. Yeah. Incredible lyrics. I tell you what was a big influence on getting me into the Beatles. I know we're on something else.
Yeah.
There's a live recording of Donny Hathaway, who is a legendary soul singer. Legendary. He's got a voice like melted butter, like it's just smooth. And there's a live recording, a live album that he does, and on that album there's a version of Yesterday. that is incredible. Incredible. And it made me appreciate that song on a whole different emotional level. Like how well that song is written. Because I never listened to it like that as a Beatles song. It was just, it's a Beatles pop record, and it was quite surface. But he puts a layer of emotion into it that takes it, for me, someplace completely this wow. And because of that record, I then backtracked and listened to more and kind of listened on a different level. And yeah, I'm a Beatles fan. John Lennon and Paul McCartney know how to write a song. Absolutely, no denying that. So yeah, I'm a fan.